Yo, big up. Oh yeah, Jet here, bringing into Hot Fuzz. Hopefully get Mama Flossie on, and the cat's here as well, obviously.
Everyone's
how you
getting
doing,
on.
man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. How's you?
I'm all good, mate. Let me just turn you up a bit, because I can't hardly hear you. I'll just turn it up on here as well. Yeah, how's things going, mate?
Yeah, things are going all right. Life's sort of chilled out a little bit more now that Christmas and New Year's done and out the way. All the celebrations have passed. Now everyone's back to being miserable fucks. Miserable bastards for 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not really a Christmassy person, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people nowadays. I think more and more people have just sort of switched off from Christmas now. A lot of people just think, Christmas. I mean, growing up in childhood, it was like the sickest time of year. Like everyone was super excited. Now everyone's just screw it.
Well, that's how it always goes, isn't it? It's like everybody gets G'd up for it and all this, that, and the other, and it's like back to, oh, you know what, mundane life takes over now. So, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Big up to Tony Neary. How you doing, man? Big up to you. Anthony Herbert, this music on your intro sounds creepy. I just shit myself, but don't tell anyone. Well, you just kind of did tell everybody, but
yeah,
if you want to come on, Anthony Herbert, you can, mate. If you want, I mean, I'll get my winner's screen up, and Hot Fuzz will get his winner's screen.
Yeah, Carabao Cup champions
to carry on from the other day.
Can load up a Arsenal Christmas champions background if you need a bit more support and all that.
How do you think tomorrow's game, like with Spurs? How do you think that's going to go? That could be quite a nasty one for you, couldn't it? Really?
It could be nasty, but it could be brilliant. Like, this is the interesting thing because a lot of people have stacked the odds on either side. I think there's a lot of United fans that I think are for some reason ridiculously confident that we'll smash them. There's a lot of Spurs fans that go, well, actually, no, we're going to rock up sword trap and slap these guys. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I'm hoping it's not. I think it's be quite close, but whether United are actually good enough to get the result over the line, actually win tomorrow, I suppose it's also you extend the olive branch as well. It's like, do you play well? Do you turn up to this game?
Yeah.
Because one thing we can establish with United is they don't like to turn up consistently. They'll win a game and then they'll lose the next. They'll win the next one after that, and they'll lose the next one after that.
Yeah.
With Tottenham, they've sort of come hit and miss here or there. Undergoing a few injury concerns at the moment. A few new players that they might pop in tomorrow. Deliver an interesting dynamic. Be quite a few misses the seasons probably tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe Højlund at one end, and then the counter attack from Spurs, and then the Timo Werner might miss scoring a goal from being inside the goal.
No, yeah. There's always that chance.
Yeah.
Big up to Sai as well, mate. Do you want to come on?
Yeah,
you can come on if you want. I don't know where to send the link to, though, to be honest. But if you join Instagram and have Longhaired Yeti on Instagram, they can send you the link. I just sent it to Anthony Herbert if he wants to come on, or if he wants to hide. I mean, I don't blame him if he wants to hide, to be honest. But I mean, the game today. I mean, Manchester City against Newcastle. Great game. Great game.
Yeah.
Really great for neutrals. Awesome game. But, they bring on like Kevin De Bruyne and it just changed it. It just changed it, man. It
There's
shows how good
levels.
he is.
There's levels to this game, and that if you ever want to coin that phrase, just take a look at this game.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne literally is just his eye for that killer pass is just it's different. It's different from everybody else, and it's just whether you've got the teammates on the pitch that can spot those that sort of run, or can see the run happening and they'll make it happen. I mean, Jeremy Doku, thought today, very, very mobile, causing Newcastle all sorts of problems. Just need that little creative specialist just to, up the ante with that.
Yeah. To be honest, what I saw was like basically you've got two managers there. You've got kind of one that kind of like was risky and just wanted to risk it all. And you've got one that was kind of really cagey. And in the first half, Newcastle's like counter attack was working amazing. Obviously, like Pep knows what he's doing. So basically, he still kept it. And this is the amazing thing with Pep, in my opinion, is he kept it the same, but he kept certain people back to stop the counter. You know what I mean? But still kept going gung ho at the other side. I mean, it was scary, to be honest. For any football fan to watch, that was scary because they was just attacking Newcastle left, right, and centre. And people were saying in the chat, like, Trippier's made a mistake there, this, that, and the other. You're going to make mistakes when you're having to defend that much. They was just hitting them like fuck. And De Bruyne was just like, you know what, we're winning this game. Let's just take it to them. And oh man, just different class.
Yeah, I feel like with Manchester City, like this is more like the Manchester City that Pep had when he had Aguero starting up top and Leroy Sané on the left and Riyad Mahrez, who just joined, playing on the right.
Mate, come on if you want.
It's just they, rather than trying to be fancy with holding the ball, keeping the ball, like lots of passing stats and just really trying to create the perfect chance. I feel like it was a bit more, let's just get the ball, a bit more no nonsense, just get it into dangerous areas. And I think with the assets that Manchester City have got, it's the perfect opportunity to really just sort of go at teams. And given the situation at the moment with the Premier League, with all the teams, the way that they play, dropping points left, right, and centre, a lot of inconsistencies across the board. I think Liverpool might be a different, a big question mark, especially when it comes to the Anfield game. If I'm Pep Guardiola, or if I'm somebody who talks to Pep Guardiola a lot, I'd say to him, every single game, do this, play like this. Newcastle away is not an easy ground to go to. They were up for it. They were absolutely up for it. And you sub on a player and he just bitch slaps them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So approach games that same way, because there's a lot of teams that are there to be had. And what you don't want to end up doing is doing an Aston Villa away where you have two shots in an entire game.
Yeah.
You can't afford to do that in the Premier League. So
no,
for me, just go more all out.
Yeah, I agree. I just think there was a little bit too guarded in the second half, and you could see what City was doing it all the way through the first half. They were just attacking them left, right, and centre. And they was going to continue to do that in the second half. So the last thing you needed to do was kind of sit back and try and keep defending against them. I know we managed to do it last season, but it's not an easy thing to do. And I'll be honest, some of the best play I've seen from City for a while.
Mm.
Some of the passes and the moves and all that kind of stuff was just like, man, this is scary. This is fucking scary. They was getting through so easily.
Yeah. I mean, a bit of a shame with Ederson. To be fair, Ederson looked like he was in a spot of bother, anyways, with the high press. I don't think Manchester City were actually knew quite what to do with Newcastle in that first half. I think it was all the second half where they sorted it out. They sort of killed most of the threat that Newcastle had, and just switched the style on when Kevin De Bruyne came on, and then once that happens, it's pretty much game over.
Oh,
but
crazy.
That first half, there's reason to be concerned. If you're playing against high intensity, that Manchester City can be got at, and it's like Kyle Walker today was not good. Not good at all. Really left holes open on the right back position, quite narrow. So just a simple switch of the play with the runner, peeling away from the fullback or the player furthest over. You can create some good chances from those positions.
Yeah.
I think also Vardiol, first half, quite hit and miss, a bit suspect. Second half better. Definitely better, but again, I think fullbacks just today in general for City, disappearing, reappearing, disappearing again. I think Rodri, to be honest, a couple City players quite lucky to not get red cards, because there's one thing that I've established with that game is that if a Manchester City player starts having a go at the referee, you will never see a card.
Yeah, but
no punishment.
Be the case, should it?
Diogo Dalot can get 2 yellow cards in a span of a couple of seconds for over swinging his arm.
Yeah.
He's miles away from the referee. He doesn't run up to him. No confrontation with the ref. He just, reaction. Right, yellow card. What are you booking me for? Oh, reaction again. Second yellow. Rodri can sit there screaming in the referee's face for a hot minute on a yellow card. And the referee's just like, don't worry, I'm not going to book you. You can call me whatever names you want. I won't book you.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Be consistent, man. I mean, we see it with Liverpool. Liverpool against Arsenal. I think somebody, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Harvey Elliott or something. Got frustrated with the referee and said straight away, the referee's, right, okay, then have a yellow card. Okay. 2-3 City players could have been booked.
It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, and the thing is, I think what pisses all us football fans off is consistency. And it's never there. I mean, I've been saying all season that, I've seen players like shout for yellow cards and then the player gets the yellow card. I've seen Salah do it 3 or 4 times and never get a yellow. It's like, well, if you're going to bring these rules in, then you've got to sort of follow them on. Anthony Herbert says, me, the missus, just got back from the pub. I'll pop on in a bit. Can't be fucked with sex. Well, I mean, if she looks like you, I mean, I wouldn't be able to be fucked with sex either, to be honest. But Xavi Alonso record at Bayern Leverkusen games, 26 wins, 20 wins, 23, 0 losses, 82 goals scored. Wow.
One today as well.
That's the kind of man.
A little bit, to be fair, a little bit lucky today, because their opponents are playing away from home, scored a goal, got ruled out by VAR, and it took them 1 goal to win the game much later in the second half. So a little bit fortunate today, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to win even when you're playing bad. If you can play bad but win, that's something else to build some fortitude around.
To me, I think that is a bigger thing than playing well. I mean, I think that in the past is what Man United used to do really well. At times they didn't play well, but they still win. And I think when you can get that point down where you still win, even if you're not playing well, I think that's a massive thing to your confidence. and all that kind of thing. But you don't want players slipping into like, I can do that every week, so and still win. Big up BVB David as well, by the way. And like AFC always says, KDB made the difference, 100%. Bayer Leverkusen went through a few managers, still Xabi Alonso. If he won the league, then then may as well build a statue outside Bayern. It'll be their first Bundesliga title if they won it. Did you write that so that I wouldn't be able to fucking say it? Because I made an absolute bollock wank over that. But big up to Keep It Real Chelsea as well. Come on if you want, matey.
I'll tell you
Give me
what.
a sec. I'll find you out.
I'll tell you what. One person I think would be quite royally pissed off even more with Arteta if Xabi Alonso goes and wins the Bundesliga in a one-team league with Bayer Leverkusen would be Lee Gunner. I mean, he's another hipster manager, but at the same time, if he goes and takes, it's like you credit Diego Simeone for taking Atletico Madrid, a team that doesn't usually have a conversation for a league title in Spain. You get them to winning a league title. You get them involved, and you're the disruptor. You're right there. Nobody can ignore you anymore. If Xabi Alonso ends up doing that with Bayer Leverkusen, you could probably sit there and say, well, fair plays. The same way we respect Diego Simeone for what he's done in Liga, we respect Xabi Alonso for doing the same in Bundesliga.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he just like, tomorrow's games. I mean, you've got some massive games like tomorrow. There's no Liverpool. I mean, Man City are like second now. On the verge of actually fucking taking it over. And from what I saw today, there's every chance that they're gonna do that. To be honest, I mean, no Haaland till February, but didn't seem to bother them, did it? To be honest. But Newcastle was a master of their own downfall today with the tactics in the second half.
Yeah, I think sort of mind's growing a bit weary for Newcastle. And I mean, it's unfortunate that they saved that sort of performance for Manchester City and not a team that they can actually play like that and beat, because their form, their result wise, has not been good recently. Nah. So, I mean, it's a shame that you get up, you're fighting for your life, and it looks good. You look like, I'm on the ascendancy. Then you just get a hammer blow straight to the face, and you're just out for good. You're going to have to wake up and get up and try and find the guts to go again for the next game.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing that I'd warn about Eddie Howe, that he makes sure he avoids going into a spiral, and whether this can insinuate him falling into a bit of a spiral, because there's people talking about sacking him now.
No, I mean, there's always going to be that kind of thing anyway, isn't there? To be honest, I mean, certain fans are going to react like that. Certain fans aren't. I mean, it's always going to be a case that people sort of jump to that straight away. I mean, I personally think that a manager deserves time. Cooper, last season, he did all right, kept us up. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he seemed to be losing it. I mean, what do you think about that? Because I personally think that Cooper was kind of losing it towards the end, because he's playing Sangori in a more advanced role and Mangala in the defensive role, whereas it should be the opposite way round. I mean, we might lose Mangala, because apparently Napoli and Juventus are looking at him. So
Mm. Well, I suppose the thing is with managers is that I think when pressure comes onto managers, you'll see a bit more outlandish decisions being made. I think choices with team selections, your man management starts to get a little bit hampered if you're really succumbing to your pressure. I think we see that with a few managers this season. I think also with Ten Hag as well. His man management, in-game management, is it's just completely off the rails half the time. And I think it's just an essence of desperation. You know, if I pin my future career as a manager here on me making this change that's a little bit out of whack, if it works for me, I've saved my job. If it doesn't, oh shit, it's I'm streamlining it towards the sack now, and I suppose that's it's probably the same sort of experience that Cooper went through. Instead of like with last season, they threatened to sack him. I think he found something that worked and
I'm surprised
stuck
he
with it.
kept him last season, to be honest. But apparently, according to what I'm hearing, there was nobody else available. He obviously had Santo on his radar, but he wasn't available at that time because he was playing. He was a manager of Saudi Arabia, so well, not the actual fucking country. I mean, one of the teams. But and I think that's pretty much maybe Cooper sort of stayed on. But I think you have to sometimes you have to just put your heart away and just like think of the team.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. It clearly wasn't working. And Santos took over and it seems to now be working. So
yeah, I suppose with Santo and Nuno coming in, it's just a case that it's some fresh ideas, and with fresh ideas comes fresh belief, and I think a sort of mutual mood with players that it's like, oh well, we could go some good places here, so they'll sort of ride along this get along gang type approach to things for maybe a few months before you sort of see either similarities to a previous manager, or you'll see it continue. And if the level drops even the slightest bit, it's just sort of honeymoon period is over, reality sort of setting in a little bit, and the curve is flattening out a bit. And,
yeah.
But I think with Nuno Espirito Santo, he's at an ideal level of club, really. I think he can be good. Ideal level of club. He's got some good players to work with. It's just how it is. It's just how they do. You've got Brentford. I think it is. Don't think it.
Oh, don't
Don't
remind
think
me.
it's. Don't think it is tomorrow. I think it's like next
Yeah,
weekend or something.
we got Blackpool on the 17th, the replay, and then we've got Brentford on the 20th, and it's the
Saturday.
first game back for Ivan Toney.
Hmm.
So yeah, that didn't really fill me full of great fucking feelings, to be honest with you, because Ivan Toney's obviously gonna want to be showing, I'm what you've missed, and this is what I'm capable of. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand Ivan Toney coming back. It's it's a big return. You probably might look at it like a bit like Kevin De Bruyne, his return. You think similar levels of impact for their respective teams. I think Brentford have sort of lost their way a bit, and I know that the team might get a little bit of a boost. But one thing I like with Nuno is that he'll look to set up his teams to be resolute away from home.
That's
I
what
mean,
I've
for
always
example,
liked.
go away to Newcastle, difficult away ground with a raucous atmosphere, and you keep it tight, you keep it locked in, and the message probably be no real different from that sort of a game. The approach will be the same. Tactics will be, I reckon, quite simple, straightforward. He'll know who he'll have and won't have. I think Sangari will still be on international duty by that point with AFCON. So, yeah, I think just depends really on what team he opts to go with and just how the preparations for the game go. You've got a bit of a warm-up game as well, just beforehand, which I think is...
we'd rather not add that one, to be fair. I mean, we should have really done something in the first game. First off, for me, against Blackpool in the FA Cup, they fight hard. We know that. But I don't think we actually put our stamp on it into saying that, you're at our ground now. And, I don't think we did that. I think we did it more in the second half, but it just wasn't enough. So, now we've got to go to Blackpool and play that game where we got beat 4-1 fucking a year ago.
That's the thing. I still think you'll go to Brentford and get yourself a result there. I think Ivan Toney essentially getting or setting up a goal in that game is pretty much a nailed-on inevitability. But I think as far as the whole team performance goes, I mean, I don't think Brentford have Mbomo. I don't think Vissa, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if this is available. He might be. But most of what Brentford's best team has not really been playing together for a long, long time, or hasn't played together for a long while.
So that might come into it.
So I think if you've got everyone sort of doing their jobs now down to a T, just to have good defensive discipline, I think there's a big chance that you'll frustrate Brentford with their chance creation.
The thing is with Ivan Toney though is what most people don't seem to realise is he sort of drags defenders away and creates space for other players to actually score goals. It's not all down to Ivan Toney scoring goals. He actually sort of takes the game to defenders, and they sort of concentrate on him and don't concentrate on other people. And the other people kind of get in there and make space and actually score goals. That's how Mbomo got most of his. And he's not playing, but there'll be another person playing. And if he can do that, that's going to be massive. Even if Ivan Toney don't do the scoring, he's still going to bring other players into the game and they're going to be able to score. So I don't think it's going to be easy for us in any way, shape or form. Brentford always play hard anyway. They always have. I mean, Thomas Frank is probably one of the most underrated managers, because he does know how to set up his team and everything. And it's going to come down to us being able to do what we do. But I mean, it's one game after 2 days. Do you know what I mean? We've got to beat Blackpool, which, could go and just do it easily. Could go and just do it, and make a mess of it. You don't know.
I mean, if you dispatch them in style, I mean, is it you travelling away from home now? Are you playing them away?
Yeah, playing Blackpool at their place and then playing Brentford at their place.
Yeah, so I was thinking if it was that you're playing Blackpool away the first time around, the most ideal thing to have is play them at your home ground for the return leg. But I think they'll make that an absolute pain in the arse type game, which is never really ideal.
No, not really. But anyway, forget football because it's just like a random stream. So, how are you? How are you in your life and shit like that? How's things going?
Yeah, I mean things are all right. Just I think that's kind of it, really. Just all right. There's nothing spectacular going on. Nothing like crazy good or crazy bad. It's just sort of floating vividly right down the middle. Got to work and all of that stuff. Got a store to cover, so a bit of change of scenery next week, which is going to be interesting.
You work in a market then?
Well, no, I work for a I work in retail for a clothing company, so they've got a branch. I think it's in
I
Windsor.
thought you said stall. That's why I said, do you work in a market? Are you like a fucking doughboy?
Nah. There
Come
are
and
people
buy
that
this fucking dress because it fucking sections up as a fucking an antenna for your Sky fucking.
well, I mean, just around the corner, there's usually like fruit and veg sellers, but they're proper old school people that scream at people.
Yeah.
They're just screaming and shout, "Oh, come get your oranges for whatever price," and literally just out of nowhere, they're just having a nice conversation with like a mother with two kids or something. Out of nowhere, they just sort of half turn off to the side and just start screaming at the top of their lungs, like, "What the fuck? Chill!"
Yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what, those kind of people are worth the weight in gold. Some of the stuff they come out with when they're trying to sell stuff off their market stall about apples and oranges and bananas. I mean, fucking hell. I mean, that is just different fucking skills, isn't it? The way they make a banana sound interesting is just off the scale.
You almost wonder what other sort of selling jobs that they can do. I'll tell you what, they'll never make it in my store. The store's too small. It's way too small, and they're just way too
What
loud.
does your store sell then?
Well, it's a clothing store. So
Well,
it does
yeah, but I know,
men's
but
and women's wear.
that's a massive thing. Clothing. Which parts of clothing?
Well,
Women's clothes, men's clothes,
both.
Clothes.
Yeah, both men's and women's clothes. We're sort of split right down. Our store layout's actually quite ideal. It's like split
Do
straight
you
down the
actually
middle.
wear the women's clothes to show them how they look?
No, unfortunately. My colleagues have tried to dress me up in some women's stuff as well. I might have worn one or two jumpers just because everybody was wearing the matching jumpers. They're like, "Oh, Will, you've got to look like us, man. Go to try that on." And it's like, why? Why do I need to try your stupid clothes on? I want to wear my clothes.
So how did you get into that then? No, I mean I don't mean into the dress. I mean or the jumper. I mean how did you get into like doing that? What happened there? I don't mean what happened there as in it's a bad thing. I mean what happened there.
What we're trying clothes on, women's clothes on, or like getting into retail.
No,
To be
I
getting
don't
into
mean
retail,
that at all. I mean, how did you get that job? Basically, that's what I meant.
I applied for it.
that's a fair answer.
First and foremost, I applied for it. But
what was you doing? What was you doing before though? How did you end up there?
Well, it's just sort of a case of jumping between jobs for the most part. I mean, my first job was in hospitality. Did various different roles in that job. Sort of finished up on being one of their bar staff in their lakeside pub / restaurant establishment, and I was just like, actually, fancy a change of scenery because it's quite full on, it's quite intense. And I wasn't maintaining good physical health in that job as well, so I was just like, I do need a switch up in environment. So I fancied doing a bit of retail. At the time, my brother was working for a company. He was just like, "Oh yeah, you come talk to us with vacancies in our store." So that's what I did. Literally just went in and given the way things were with that company was TM Learn at the time. Basically, a few spots of bother with the staffing in the store. I think at the time, it was starting to go downhill. Basically, they didn't even give me a proper interview. We're just like, well, sit downstairs, have a half-hearted chat, and you're just like, right, so when can you start? Like, bro, what is... And I'll tell you what, that's been the thing with me and getting jobs in retail. Like, the most serious one I had was the most serious process I've had was getting the one that I currently have now.
Yeah.
Like, at least that one had an interview, and it was legitimately... you'll get contacted if you've got the job or not. Everyone else I just sort of walked in, was just like, "Hey, how you doing? let's go have a chat and we'll just laugh about a few random things, and then we'll just shake on it and start as soon as you can. And
fucking hell, mate, you're lucky, mate, because I mean most of the interviews I had. I mean, the only question I could ever think of, like when they turn around and say, "Have you got any questions?" All I could ever think of was how much money do I earn? How many holidays do I get? And this, that, and the other. That's probably why I never got the fucking jobs, to be fair. I obviously always also looked like a fucking reprobate, so I mean, I was probably never going to get the jobs anyway. But I mean, and I have had so many jobs. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I have had so many fucking jobs. It's unbelievable, and I've done well in the interviews, but then it's all gone downhill after that.
Well, that's the thing about with the like application stages. They stop. They basically do
Big up
way
Mary
less.
Queen B, Queen 8. Sorry.
Yeah, interviews nowadays, or like applying for jobs nowadays, is all just electronically based. It's now, apply via the website, apply online. Can't drop in your CVs anymore. Can't do like face-to-face interviews before.
That's
like
so annoying.
You have to do telephone interviews or e-interviews with people from the head offices from the company.
Yeah.
I tried to do an application through to Charles Tyrrell, which, with my experience in TM Lewin and also Mossbros, I was thinking, well, maybe if I apply for that job, my expertise might be ideal for them. And the manager, who ironically used to manage in my company that I currently work for now in a different store location, he told me, well, he doesn't actually get the CVs or applications. It all goes to people who then decide who they want to select for interviews. And it's just like, that's not very fair on the manager.
Yeah, of course it ain't.
Because it's someone that they aren't going to meet until it gets to the interview. Whereas half of the people that might have actually got on really well with the management never got to the interview stage. So the candidates might all just be like a really bad fit for what the manager's ideally looking for.
Yeah.
So, and I suppose the thing is, I've seen as well with, I think it's a lot of Gen Z when they go about supplying jobs, that if the wage, if the salary's not specified, they don't bother applying for it.
Ticking, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like when you fill in an application form and it says like, who are you, what colour are you, and all that kind of stuff. What's your sexuality, which I don't see as any point in case of going for a job. I mean, at the end of the day, that's your own personal business, unless they actually want to pull you at some point. I don't really see any point in that, to be quite honest with you. The fact of the matter is, if you got an interview, you'd see who I was, you'd see how I am, you'd see what colour I am, and all that kind of stuff. And I think they kind of hide behind that. And to me, that shouldn't be on application forms, because if it is, then that proves that you're picking and choosing who you want to fucking bother with. And I don't have no respect for that.
I suppose I can see that sort of instance being a case if you're like a cosmetics company, or like a beautician's company.
It's in every company.
In every company. I mean, probably specific fields of expertise, like a beautician's company, you'll see more applications from female candidates than you would male candidates. And the likelihood is that they'll probably accept more the female candidates as opposed to the male candidates. So another box that I've not enjoyed seeing in the applications is the expected salary, like how much you expected to get paid, and like, well,
I always put 200k a week. That's probably why I don't get any interviews.
Well,
I mean,
for me, it's
what do you expect? What do they expect you to put if they're asking you?
well,
You're gonna put them. I want $1 million a minute.
well.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're not gonna get the job, but
so,
you know,
well,
don't ask that question.
I mean, some job advertisements include the salary there, but then they'll still have that question in the application stage. For me, the whole concept of it is just like, well, the basis of that question is just like, well, I'd like to be paid at least to what the national minimum wage is. And have incentives with that, like
yeah, but then
potential
you're just
bonuses.
like a slave, though, aren't you? That's getting paid.
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of jobs out there that still pay underneath the national minimum. So like that's basically a cut-off point for a lot of people. But people will still, like businesses and corporate companies, will still try to offer these lesser wages. And not conform to like pay rises and the movement on what that national minimum wage is. And another thing that really grinds my gears with modern day companies now is really small time contracts. Like my company offers so many small hour contracts, and that's it. The only full timers you'll get are the people who do management. Everyone else, you better hope that you're capable of living off 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you trying to do with
trap,
that?
though, isn't it? It's a trap when they ask you that kind of thing in a application or whatever like that. It's a trap. Basically, if you put like a low wage, then you're more likely to get the job. But it's a trap to actually get you in there. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Anyway, I think it's just a trap. Right, Anthony Herbert's here, the absolute bellend. And he's not watching because I know he'd be laughing now if it was. So I'm going to bring Anthony Herbert in, and I need to go for a piss. So, yay, loser! How you doing?
Not too bad, lads. Are you?
Doing all right. All right.
You all right, old fuzz?
Yeah, doing good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, just went out and had a few drinks in the mill. Came back, and that was it. I didn't watch the Well, I watched the Chelsea and Fulham game. I thought that was piss boring. That was a load of crap, that game.
I didn't see it, to be honest.
Malo Gusto should have been sent off that game.
Yeah. And then I checked the score when we was like, Newcastle was winning 2-1. And then Man City pulled round and 1-3-2. But Kevin De Bruyne, I heard, he saved the day.
Oh, my days. He was amazing.
Yeah.
Quality of that guy, he's just off the scale.
Yeah.
Totally the difference. Totally the difference.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's what you get when you got world class players.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, we can't. I mean, we ain't got the names up, have we? At the bottom, you know. I think
this is it. I mean, if you got those kind of players that you can bring on that change the game, then makes a big difference. Makes a massive difference.
Well, it does. I mean, you look at the position that they're in now, and to have Kevin De Bruyne back, Haaland's not going to be back until the end of the month. So, do you know what I mean? And then he's obviously going to win the league. They'll win the league, but I think Liverpool give them a good fight for it, though.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. But some of the stuff I saw Manchester City playing today was just scary.
Yeah.
Those passing straight. I mean, you know what Newcastle's like. They defend fucking head to toe, and they just couldn't get near them. They was just passing through them like nothing. Scary.
Yeah, that's right. It's scary stuff. It's scary stuff. But then again, I thought Newcastle, they didn't play that bad, did they? To start off with, they played really well, and then after they just put their foot off the accelerator. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I'm just guessing on what I'm reading. I just watched certain clips, like on YouTube. But I mean, That's it, like, but
the first half was absolute carnage.
Yeah,
Absolute
100%.
carnage.
100%.
Just end to end, like the load of
Awesome
opportunities.
game. Awesome game in the first half. Awesome. But then Newcastle kind of sat back, didn't they? That's the impression I got anyway. They kind of sat back and tried to defend what they got at 2-1. It's not. No, you can't do that with City. City, for once, I ain't seen that for a while. But they was just gung-ho in this game. They just went for it. They was on them all the time.
I do suppose that because it's not got Haaland up top as well, that's a different kind of striker. So you can probably afford to play a bit more sort of free-flowing, direct attacking football with wingers going deep, fullbacks getting involved, and a bit more direct
better with that Haaland, to be honest.
I think Haaland's too much of a focal point. Everyone sort of has to tee it up for one player as opposed to everyone's got to try and link together to score the goals.
There was all sort of passing. They was doing such good links, and Newcastle couldn't get anywhere near them, and they was passing it around each other, and they got in so many fucking times. It's like, man, I mean, look, and I've got to give it to Dubravka. Because I think Newcastle's goalkeeper was fucking awesome today. Could have been far more goals without Dubravka. Obviously, because otherwise he wouldn't have been in goal and wouldn't have been a goalie. But you know what I mean? If it wasn't for him, I think it could have been far more goals. Just my point of view.
I wonder if Newcastle would have scored both of their goals if Edison was able to stay on and stay fit, because Ortega got beaten both times from the curling efforts from sort of just on the edge of the box. Thought the second one just had some insane spin.
I don't think he's saving the first one.
Yeah, I think the first one's just like ridiculously good finish from Isak.
Beautiful.
The Anthony Gordon finish, really, really good finish and great technique to put a lot of spin on the ball. But I think Ortega could maybe have just got across a little bit more. Even if he's across even ever so slightly, he probably gets the touch on it to send it past the post. But
Talk to us, Anthony. I need a piss. So.
Oh God. Well, no, it's just like, he's just that Anthony Gordon goal. I thought it was a good goal. So, that was all right. I actually got him in my fantasy football team and Palmer, both of them. So, I picked up a few points there. But I mean, you go on tomorrow's games. I mean, because you're playing tomorrow, aren't you? You've got Tottenham. So it makes you think, like, I mean, there's Tottenham streams going on now. And there's a couple of them, and they've got Man United fans on there as well. And I got to be honest with you, they're literally slating the Man United fans, literally saying you've got nothing going for your team. Højlund is not scoring. How many goals that he's got? Is it one in like 10 games, 12 games, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, his league form hasn't been good. He's scored a lot of goals in Champions League, but I just think just the way in which that we're so hit and miss. And I think the way that we've played in the Champions League initially was different than from how I think we were playing in the Premier League. I feel like with the Premier League, it was a bit, it was less stable at the back, conceding a lot more goals, a lot more frequently. Doesn't really help if you've got a goalkeeper that's single-handedly throwing you out of competition like Mikel Arteta likes to throw Arsenal out of competitions. It never really helps. But I mean, Højlund, he's had sort of split between bad luck, a lack of service, bad luck, but I think also some areas of his technique is still a little bit on the raw side of things. So if he's a better technical striker, I think there's quite a few chances that he works a lot better. But I think given that it's quite early days into his Manchester United career, you're hoping that that's habits that he sort of fills out a little bit, becomes a bit more of a complete player throughout in the next couple of seasons.
I think, because I think with Hoyland, he misses that provider, the creator with him up front. That link. I think that's what he wants. If you've got that between him and a Cam, I reckon he will score more goals. But it's his first season in the Premier League. Look, I think that he that you played for to coming into the English Premier League, which to me is the fastest league in the world. Do you know what I mean? So it is hard on him, basically.
I think with Hoyland as well, I mean, perhaps in the approach that the team should have, Bruno Fernandes is, as for the player that sits behind Hoyland, or is basically the last player to give that kid a pass. I don't think he's the most ideal player, because I don't think Bruno is necessarily a system player. He's a bit more of a freelancer. So that's why he favoured Ollie quite considerably, because it was all about counter-attack, and counter-attacks don't really have a specific structure to them. So it was all just the ability and talent for a player.
I don't rate Bruno, to be honest. I don't rate him. Not my kind of player. He certainly ain't a captain.
There's a few Man United fans have been rating.
No,
I
don't rate him.
I think the quality of the player is good, but he's not really fitting the bill. He doesn't really fit the bill for what United need as a player in that specific position. So I think it's more the case that it's just he's only really there because he's either got the captaincy duties, or it's just he's the best quality player, but he's not the best fit. It doesn't really help that the alternative is Mason Mount.
Who would you have as captain?
Well, at the moment, I'll probably say Martinez, because he's the only person who really sort of speaks like a Manchester United player.
Yeah.
Or he has the...
Because he leads by example. That's what a captain should do.
Yes, question. Who's better this season, Bruno Fernandes or McTominay?
McTominay, hands down.
See?
McTominay, hands down, because he's scored more fucking goals, hasn't he?
He's their top goal scorer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like McTominay, but these fucking rich fucking Man United cunts. Oh shit. Said it again. I'm never going to get monetized. But these Man United fucking people, I mean, there's no point changing it now, but these Man United people want the express thing. And I think if McTominay went to another team, like Alanga, because there's so much pressure on a young player playing for Manchester United. Because you look at the history of young players of Manchester United, Beckham, Scholes, you know what I mean? And I just think the pressure on him is so big. And I'd take McTominay, 100%.
Yeah. Do you know what? I tell you what, if McTominay went to Nottingham Forest and they played him, don't play him at the back, but play him in that cam position. Do you know what? I reckon he'll score by average of between 15 to 18 goals. Easily for Nottingham Forest.
100%. 100%. He'd be a great box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah. I reckon that team is suited playing to the ground. Like a Nottingham Forest.
I just think you have a lot of things to live up to as a Manchester United player, especially as a youngster. You've seen Alanga come to us, and he's going on leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I think if you free him from the Manchester, it's nothing against Manchester United, but it's the fact that the pressure on you as a young player at Manchester United is massive. It's massive. And I don't think McTominay's done that bad. I know you don't like him, but, you have no idea what you're talking about, Fuzz. But at the end of the day...
I'm forced to watch him every week. I'm forced to watch him every week. I'm forced, even if I don't watch the games, I'm forced to watch a highlight. In most cases, he's always in the crop. He's in the crop for goals being scored.
Yeah,
and he's always out of the crop when we concede goals. But he's meant to be
defensive responsibilities. Yeah, I get that. Totally, I get that.
And another thing with the age argument as well, he's 27 years old. 27 years of age.
He's in his peak.
If this is his prime, fuck me, the standards are low. For a Manchester United midfielder, and don't get me wrong, maybe he does go to a club like a Nottingham Forest or just a change of scenery, a different level of expectation.
I think there's a lot of pressure on you.
Well, I think by design there should be. With being Manchester United. Oh
yeah, of course, yeah, exactly.
There's got to be the pressure, and the club has to be focusing on getting the players in to respond to the pressure well. That's why it's just frustrating why I'm sat here having to listen to Man United fans be a McTominay apologist to say no, his future's here, he's perfect for us. He's not. He's not. You're supposed to be demanding. You're supposed to be demanding players to come in to be the next Roy Keane. Go to that level. Talk that level. Don't talk about Scott McTominay, who would be a good fit for clubs further down the table. The conversation's got to be up there if you're a Manchester United fan. And that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally. But I mean, you've got I noticed today that you've got a new show with Early Doors on the 17th. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And you've become the ugly, Anthony. I mean, I'm not being I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. I'm not being horrible. But if I had a load of fucking drink, I probably would.
Do you know what? I said Early Doors messaged me. And he showed me, and I said, "Yeah, that looks good." I said, "Could you put the badges on top?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, by the way," I said, "the ugly." I said, "I think that'd go better above Yeti." Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. I said, "It'd go better above Hot Fuzz." And he went, "What do you mean?" I said, "But in all fairness, I said, what me and Hot Fuzz said last night was it should have been the good, which represents West Ham. The bad was Arsenal, and the ugly was Man United in the way they were playing this season in the league. But he changed it around, didn't he? So
can't slander my great name.
I need to. Bloody hell, they were winding me up on the last night on the bloody
there it was.
on the show. Oh.
Need to get loads of backgrounds with the bylines and the balls crossed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes how it goes, doesn't it? I suppose.
But I know it's Hot Fuzz. You've got the same background as Dirty Doors. You've got the same background as him.
Well, no, that's just my. Do you want me to go jump in the pool right now?
Anthony's tongue tied now because I said I would.
That's why he can't be asked to have sex with his missus. He's thinking about you, Yeti. He's bearing you in mind.
No, she's gone upstairs now. She's out of the way.
She's got a new nightmare now.
She slipped over in her ankle, and I said, "Oh, would you do me a favour?" She went, "What's that?" I said, "Fucking man up." What's the matter with you? If you always say, all women always say it to us men, didn't we? If we hurt ourselves, it goes, "Oh, shut up, man up. What's the matter with you?" And if we say it back, we get called bastards and
you can't say it back. Can't say it back.
Misogyny. Misogyny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't this and that. Do you know what? When I first met her, she was like, I was drunk when I first met her. I thought, fucking hell, is Michelle Keegan. 10 years down the line, I thought, fucking hell, it looks more like
Noel Fielding. Well, wasn't she?
What?
I bet she was drunk as well once.
She wasn't as drunk as me. No, she was a bit sober actually. She was more sober than what I was.
She didn't have beer goggles on then.
Nah, she didn't have beer goggles on. She didn't have beer goggles on. But tell you the truth, I'm going to say it quietly. I think I picked the fucking wrong one.
Was it between her and the hot friend? Every question you asked the hot friend, she was answering.
Did you?
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
I used to just fuck them both. No, never lose, do I?
Yeah, I'm 45 this year in April, and she's 50 in May. She's 5 years older than me, my missus.
You're 45. Did you have a long paper round?
Yeah, it was fucking miles long.
I know what Yeti's just said. Usually the phrase is you kill two birds with one stone. Well, this time you can nut two birds with one nut.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one nut with that one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, back in the days, to hit one bird with a stone because she weren't interested, and then do the other one, and then do her when she was unconscious.
Oh, God.
That's me cancelled.
That is you cancelled.
That's a stream. About go offline at about 1 hour and 15.
Yeah.
End the stream, Dave. But yeah, I mean, what's this show like? Good, bad, and the ugly. Then just like football chat and all that kind of stuff. See, I like to go into other things. Like I was talking to Fuzz about his jobs and all that kind of stuff. Not his blowjobs, but his jobs back in the day and all that kind of thing. Yeah, just like mix it up and not be talking about football all the time.
Yeah, he's talking about our teams really and what we think of them and how they're progressing this season. And are we going to get anyone in the transfer window? And then we're going to I'll be talking about Man United and West Ham as well. So I think what we'll talk about our teams. I think we'll talk about that. We'll have a bit of debate. Then we'll have a good laugh, rip the piss out of each other's team, and that'll be it. So
I'll tell you what, this would be a good idea. It being called the good, the bad, and the ugly. With every passing week, whoever's in the mud can claim the ugly spot. Whoever's winning or losing can either take the bad or the
that's a good idea.
And then we can just keep moving us three to different orders on the
thumbnail. That's a fucking awesome idea.
I'll be up that. Definitely.
Yeah. Just so everybody sort of knows which one's going to be.
Anthony will stay in the ugly spot, though. To be fair, won't he?
No, I don't believe you, Yeti. What you just come out and said, I don't believe you.
When Arsenal win,
that's a fucking good idea, actually. Keep switching it around to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and get people involved in the chat and the comments and see what they say, and then you just agree with them and move the people around.
Yeah, well, you need to have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then the people that's still living in the past. So that'd always be me. With the 2 stars.
Oh God.
That's what you need to do. But I mean, it's a good idea and all that kind of shit. And big up to you on that one.
Yeah. No, he's all right. It was just something. It was at the last minute what we were discussing after last night's show. We was in the backstage chatting, and that was it. And we started from there. And Tony messaged me this morning on Instagram, and he showed me the pictures, and I said, "Yeah, it was good." See, trouble is though, he tried to get me. Do you know what Tony Claude did with you, Yeti? You were 4, and Jez was all the women when they seen him that Jez, they called Jez the Gilf, didn't they?
De-aged everyone. He just de-aged everyone to give them the gloss over, the gloss effect. Forgot to give Jez the proper 70s locks cut or something. Big missed opportunity there, but
Need to give him a wig because he keeps going on about the fact he had long hair back in the fucking 70s or the 20s or something.
I keep it nice now, lads, because you're going to watch this on playback. You know.
That's why I said it. Well, me and Jez were talking earlier on the show we did earlier on. We're going to have a show in midweek, the Me and Jez show. You know, we get on really well. We fucking, we have good banter and bounce off each other. Not in that respect, you dirty bastards. But, so, we have good banter and stuff like that. So we're going to start a show, me and Jez, which is going to be awesome. Like, have different people on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be awesome as well. So, yeah, it's good to see everybody like doing their own thing and stuff. I mean, I'd come on to your channels, Anthony, but you don't have some fucking bellends on there. That fucking stupid Chelsea twat. Never heard anything in my life like that.
Well, he's. I think he might be coming back to the Premier League weekend show, so he might be coming back to that. But the good news is that because he's going to be streaming the same time as Tony on his Sunday night takeaway.
Does he actually stream?
Who, Tony?
No, the fucking idiot from Chelsea.
No, he didn't stream. No,
the Ginger Ninja.
Do you know what? I met him on the Man United agenda on a Friday, and then I said to him, "Look, come on the show," and he come on the show, and that's it. He's been on there since. He's all right.
That's where you realise you fucked up.
Well, he's young, and he's
don't care if he's young. Don't deserve to be another year in his fucking life. To be honest, he's a twat.
He's into his FIFA, isn't he? He's what he plays a load of FIFA.
That's where he gets his fucking crap from. And wait, you know what? I tell you what. You know when he plays FIFA and he's gonna fucking sign another striker. What does he look at as the main attribute for the striker that he's going to sign? How many goals they score?
Yeah, he wants to sign Eddie Nketiah. He goes into a season mode, and I think he gets him about 5, maybe 6 goals a season.
What a fucking bellend! And then he says to you, get him on the channel. I'll have a conversation with you, mate. I beat you in the fucking chat. I didn't even need to be on the stream. Prick.
Oh God, fucking hell! I'm going to get you on Gunners of All Corners, Yeti, Thursday night at 9 o'clock.
As long as you ain't got bellends on there, that's fine.
No, he's not on there. You've got Marley, a guy from Brazil. He speaks highly of Kai Havertz and Eddie Nketiah.
Is that your fucking cousin?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of thing. Yeah,
I don't like him, so no, I won't be on with it.
Okay,
mate, I'm very selective on who I do streams with, which is why I'm not sure why I brought up Fuzz on, to be honest. But I'm very selective on who I do stream with, and if you're a fucking dickhead, I ain't got no time for you. I'm the only one that gets to be a dickhead.
See, yeah, I can remember your. Because how long have you been streaming now?
But I started about middle of last year, I think.
Yeah, I can remember your first stream, and I watched it. I didn't put a comment in. No, I watched it. I watched your first stream, and then got more involved. Because you said the same thing about me, didn't you? You didn't know. You said, "Oh, I didn't know how to take that Anthony or something."
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
And then
fast forward, wanker, to be honest.
I've got a promotion off, Buzz. I've gone from wanker to prick.
Yeah, you're working your way up the table. Now you're a bellend, which is like second towards the top. So
I'll take that from you. Yeah, I'll take it.
You'll take my bellend. That sounds really.
No, not that. No, not.
Sooner or later, I'll go from twat to the forbidden C word. Forbidden C word that shall not be named.
Yeah, C word's the top one. But I don't need to keep saying it because I'm never going to get monetized. Big up to Kudos as well. He's just come into the chat. Big up to Eros. Yeah, we're all having a laugh here. It's all good.
Come on if you want, Kudos. Shown your face already once this weekend, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. If you want to come on and not say anything for half an hour, you can come on.
If you're awake enough, that is. I had to give Kudos a bloody Instagram call to sort of wake him up a bit. Get him to do the preview show.
Unprofessional, man. Wait, see, we're all professionals. I'm always awake when I come on here.
Do you know what? He phoned me up after the show we had last night, Early Doors. He phoned me up on FaceTime on Instagram. And I looked at him and I thought, fucking hell. And it was like really up close, so you could see, like, do you know what I mean? Like compared to when he's on stream. And I thought, fucking hell, I thought, fair play to you, Ting. You know, you're a good guy. You know your stuff, you talk football. I thought, fucking hell, what an ugly bastard. And
fuck me, you look like hammered shit.
I like him. Tim's a good guy. I like him.
I like him, but he looks like, you know, one of them kind of guys where the parents probably should have him instead of the afterbirth.
Oh my god. Oh no. He goes there, doesn't he? Yeah, he goes there. But when he goes there, he goes deep. Oh, fucking hell.
Nah, I have big respect for Early Doors. I'd love him to bits. He's fucking awesome. Same as you guys as well. I wouldn't give you shit if I didn't like you. So, yeah.
But that's your point. The people that I like, I give them so much shit. Right? I didn't call anybody the C word because they're not that useful.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I've always said the same. If I give you shit, then you know I like you. If I don't give you shit, then you're a dickhead and I don't care about you.
Yeah, it was like when we was on the stream the other day, Hot Fuzz. It was me, Yeti. I think it was on Tony's show on Sunday. Actually, I think it was. And so we're all there, naming our channels out and trying to pick up subs and things like that, which we did. And then I finished my bit, and then Tony goes, and Yeti. And he goes, what about you? He goes, yeah, I don't give a shit about the subs. I just like real people in my chat. And I like my bubble small and keep it real. Thanks, Tony, for letting me on. Anthony, you're a prick. Big up to you, Ben. And Jez. And then Jez was on there, and then he goes, and Jez, you're a prick as well. So that night, me and Jez got called a prick.
I think I said he was a bellend because I wanted to make it different from saying you're a prick. So I went, you're a bellend, Jez. And, you know, and that's how we get on. And that's how it goes. You know what I mean? That's the good thing that we've got here.
I know. And what you said to him at the end, Jez said to Tim, Early Doors, he said, I got a surprise for you on the next show. And then he had to lower the tone and goes, well, you're going to get your cock out on cam, are you?
Oh, man. Mate, you know what? I'm a massive fan of, like, Rick Mail and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the way I sort of take myself. And sort of, well, I don't take myself because that'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? But, you know, that's the kind of way I speak and things that I say. But at the end of the day, it's all love. It's not fucking, there's no, like, disrespect or anything.
Disrespect, like no. I tell you what, I was a Rick Mel fan back in the day. And I used to love him in Bottom. that series in bottom. And I can remember, you might remember
you used to love him in your bottom.
No, in that series bottom, and you might remember this series when he's forging money, and he does like a Welsh. He makes a Welsh triangle £27 note or something like that, and then he goes, "Oh, come on, Eddie, I'm bored, come on out." And he goes, "Oh, fuck off!" And then he gets a blue torch and he lights his knob on fire. So he's running down the stairs and he's whacking the flames out. And then he grabs hold of the fish tank and he starts humping the fish tank to take the flames, doesn't he? So he remembers that one. And then he comes down and then he goes,
honestly.
I need, yeah. And then he comes down and goes, "Oh, I need more ink." And he looks at him and goes, "Oh, fucking hell, I see you found someone to pass the time now." And he's there humping the fish tank.
I love that guy. When I used to work in Sainsbury's, he actually came in one time, and I saw him, and I didn't do like most people do. "Oh, you're fucking Rick Mail," and all this, that, and the other. And I was trying to talk to him, and everybody was all around him going, "Oh, yeah, this, that, and the other." You could see he was getting pissed off and stuff like that. "Oh, say something funny, say something this, that, and the other." I just turned around like as I am. I just turned around and went, "Look, he does this shit on the TV. You don't have to fucking do it to you. Fuck off, pricks." And he looked at me and he smiled, and it was like, you know what? That is fucking gold to me.
Yeah.
That is gold to me, because he's not always like that 100% all the time. He's not always going to be Rick Mail. He's not, well, he's always going to be Rick Mail, so that's who he is. But he's not always going to be Rick off the Young Ones or something like that. You know what I mean? They're actually normal fucking human beings as well. Because I think they was playing bottom at the Nottingham Theatre Royal.
Yeah.
I got an offer to go there, and I wish I'd have fucking took it up, but I didn't. And, and I missed it out. Big up to Mama Flossie as well in the chat. And Bargav as well. Big up to all you guys who's in the chat all the time. We're just having a general chat about anything. Just, chatting the shit. You know how it goes. That's what I love about this, because you can just do this. I mean, a lot of the time I like the private streams, because you can just like talk anything, and it's just like you just get on with everything, and it's just all good fun. And I love like doing the live streams as well. I'm gonna shut up because I'm just talking shit now. How you doing anyway, Hot Fuzz?
I'm doing just as good as I was when you asked me that question before.
Did I ask it you before?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I was ignoring you before. I never asked it you before.
You asked me how I was doing. I told you how I was doing. If you're ignoring it, you got to go watch it on playback. Go wind it back.
Okay. So how are you doing, Hot Fuzz?
I'm doing good. How are you?
So what we're thinking about tomorrow's games then?
Do you know what? I think the Man United and Tottenham game would be a good game, but I don't know. I just feel like Tottenham's just a class above Man United in a minute. I think they're going to win. I personally want it to be a draw, but I just think Tottenham's just got more to offer, even though they have got Son and that there. But I mean, Richards, fucking hell, I can't believe how he's starting to score now. Score goals.
I think Werner scores tomorrow.
Is he? But is he actually in the? Yeah, if he's playing, I don't know if he's going to be in the team though.
I'll tell you what. I'll be honest. I mean, as much as people keep saying that, they're not serious and all this, that, and the other, they brought 2 players in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That could make the difference.
And they've actually finally sold Eric Dyer as well.
You know what?
That's a statement of intent. That is. They're looking to put the bounties behind them.
I can't believe what I'm reading, to be honest. It's like, Dragerson chose us, and Yeah, instead of buying Munich and all this and the other, and they went for Dyer. Who the fuck wants fucking Dyer?
I can that his fucking last name sees it all, doesn't it? Really, Dyer.
His name is exactly. His name says it all. He's fucking awful.
Well, I read Bayern Munich was after him.
Yeah, they've signed him.
Yeah, he's Bayern Munich player now.
Oh, fucking hell! I
fucking signed him.
Oh, but I knew they were after him, but I didn't know he actually signed him. Fucking hell!
That's got a bit to do with Kane, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was going to say, why would Bayern Munich approach a player like him?
Yeah, I don't
like that doesn't make any sense to me. Then listen, if Bayern Munich go and bottle the trophy, first and foremost, Thomas Tuchel's going to get sacked instantly. Second off, everyone in the world is going to laugh at Bayern Munich because they'll be like, well, you've got Eric Dyer and Harry Kane in your team. They're serial bottlers of trophies.
Yeah.
Simply put, that and maybe Thomas Tuchel's just trying to be an agent for Dortmund. Because being formally employed by them, he's probably like, well, how do I get my favourite team in the Bundesliga to beat the team I'm currently employed at? I don't know, some shite players that are great at throwing trophies in the bin.
I think my mum.
I'll tell you what, though. I think Bayern Munich will get Dyer in, and they'll actually make him a good player.
Come better version.
I don't know how they're going to be able to do that, fucker. To be honest, unless they've got some kind of fucking scientific machine or something. But you know, they will probably make him a decent player because Bayern Munich don't fuck around. They don't. They're not like a lot of our clubs. So there must be a reason they want him. I mean, I personally, I thought that Kane wanted to go away to think that, I ain't got fucking Dyer to keep scoring goals and then keep fucking letting them in. But then all of a sudden, he's got to be down to Kane. Mama Flossie says he's rambling. I think he's on about you, Altford. He's on about you. I mean, she's on about you. Sorry, Mama Flossie. I just misgendered you, so you now got to cancel me. So, get on TikTok, dye your hair blue, and start doing a dance and get cancelled.
Seems reasonable.
Well, that's what people tend to do nowadays, isn't it?
Werner will a bad Yelp review as well.
Yeah, Werner, I think, will be fine. Kudos says our latest transfer window. We are finally acting like a big club. I won't forgive Levy for 23 years of shit, though, until we constantly win trophies. The fact of the matter is you're getting bodies in. I think that's what matters. You're actually getting bodies in.
Yeah, but that Werner is just. It's like another Kai Havertz, though, isn't it? He didn't really score lots of goals in Chelsea, did he? Let's be honest.
He hasn't really scored many goals at all since he left Leipzig in this first stint. Like, he getting noticed the first time around. He was actually a relatively good striker, goes to the Premier League and loses his edge.
Yeah.
Hasn't found it since.
Sorry, I just read something on my messenger that just made me laugh. So, yeah. Whatever. Keep going.
Keep going.
Well, so that's one game. What's the other games tomorrow then?
Everton and Aston Villa.
Oh, boy, mate. Do you know what? I think Aston Villa win that. So I think Unai Emery, he's doing bits there, isn't he? The way how he's changed the team around completely. I mean, Ollie Watkins, he's going to be scoring goals. But then again, Sean Dyche, he's slightly improved Everton, even though they've had their 10 points taken off of them, but they've done it at the right time. Because obviously at that time when they took the points off them, Sheffield United weren't winning for shit, neither was Luton.
I'll tell you what, question for you. If Unai Emery was given the time and patience and given the backing that Yet he's absolutely lost his shit. No idea what's gone on there. By the looks of it, it's not something that's quite stream friendly enough to make it onto the big screen. So
no, someone sent him a message.
I don't know, Tony might have sent him a unsolicited dick pic or something. I don't know. Try this on beside. But anyways, yeah. Would Unai Emery have potentially won a trophy by now for Arsenal if he'd stayed and got the backing that Arteta has?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think if Unai Emery was the manager last season, he would have won Arsenal the league. You know, there's no ifs or buts about it. He would have definitely won it. What the fuck is going on with Yeti? Yeti, what's the matter with you?
It's one of them cursed things that when you see it and it starts to make you laugh, you've got to sort of get it off your screen before it just traps you in just a forever process of just laughing harder and harder as time passes by.
What's he laughing at? Yeti, what is it?
I'm not saying. I just seen something that was funny as fuck. All right, carry on.
Yeah, he's doing both, Kudos. He's doing both. Laughing and crying at the same time.
Okay, I'm back.
For now.
I think.
Until they send you part 2 of that message.
Yeah, exactly. If they send me part 2, then I'm done. I'm finished. But yeah, that was funny. I'll probably, when we get off stream, I'll let you know. Like, but yeah. But so, I mean, what's going on with Arsenal? I mean, like, who you got in the fucking 4th round of the FA Cup?
Just to wrap up his emotions, right? Fair plays to Arteta. Like he can do what he wants to do. I won't criticise him, but he's gone to Dubai to have meat slipped down his throat, right?
Oh, that's a piss take.
By another man, slipping his meat down his throat. Listen, you do what you want to do, Mikel. I'm sure there's plenty of other top gooners out there that wish that they were in his position and that it was you feeding meat to them.
I just think it's stupid. I know we ain't got Paris till next weekend, but what is this with Dubai? If I would have thought they would have stayed at home with the family, trained, and then Arteta and the players could come up with some sort of fucking strategy, a plan B. Well, let's look at it this way: 1 win in 7. That's not even really a fucking plan A, is it? Really? So letting in fucking trying to introduce a plan B.
Well, I mean, you got Porto as well in Champions League, and if that goes tits up, then your whole season might just be completely and utterly derailed.
Yeah. Well, my stepson, he put money down on Arsenal to win the Champions League, and I couldn't help it. I said, "You a prick." Seriously. I said, man, he went, oh, I can feel it. He said, something's telling me Arsenal's going to win the Champions League. I said, no way. I said, we'd be out. I said, either Porto put us out, or if we do beat them, I said, it might be. I said, the only way we could beat them would be on penalties going into the next round. I said, if we'd be out in the quarters. And he went, well, why is that? I goes, yeah, but you look at the teams that's left in it. I said, we can pull Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. I said, any one of them. I said, we're fucked.
Don't know about Barcelona, to be fair. Barcelona seem to be shit in the bed half the time anyway. I think Real Madrid's the one that you might want to watch out for as far as Spanish clubs go.
Yeah.
Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, to be fair.
I don't think they're even getting past Porto, to be honest. I mean, I said ages ago that as soon as you meet someone and it's like a one-on-one after the groups, I think you'll go out.
Terrell masterclass potentially.
Do you think they'll sack him though if you go out for the Champions League?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think they will. I hope they will. Seriously, because I can't see it, but I hope they will. Do you know what? I can see Arteta being the manager of Arsenal, and he will spend £1 billion. If he spends 50 million in this window, that's 800 million. He's only got to spend another 250 million, then that's £1 billion he's spent, and he will still be at this club if he don't win anything. And he'd have spent £1 billion by then.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the way these American owners work is when you've got it working, with the fans, and they're still spending and all this kind of stuff. Why would you get rid of Arteta if they're still backing him?
Well, most probably he might see something in him that we can't see fuck all in him.
You know what? I tell you what, right? Whenever you look at Arteta, he's got a cult going. He's got an absolute cult going. I mean, he's not a cult. He's a see you next Tuesday. But the thing is, he's got a cult going in that club, And the thing is, you know, if you look at his pictures and then look at Ted Bundy, he looks like Ted Bundy. Now, honestly, you look at him every time.
What about the eyebrows and the eyes?
Like Ted Bundy.
Oh God! He's googling it now.
He looks like Ted Bundy. He's a serial killer. Well, I mean, he is a serial killer because he's killed many people's fucking football fucking attributes. Look at Saka.
And careers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you now, he's a fucking. Here you go. Look, Kudos says he does look like Ted Bundy. He does.
You reckon Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's not quite got the Lego hair type thing going.
Is it more around the eyes?
Probably not quite killed as many people as well. I mean, if we're going to go into them kind of stats, but yeah, he does look like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
You've got like a cult going on. And he's got all the fans following him. I mean, if Arteta turned around tomorrow and said, all go into a fucking warehouse and fucking, kill yourselves, they probably would. Because he's the best looking Spaniard they know. So they probably would do that. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing, to be honest, because you get rid of the fucking idiot.
It is a bit of a strange complexion, though. It's like simps that love their crush, their waifu, online waifus, their partners, their girlfriends, the AI generated face that strokes their egos half the time. It's like they'll run through brick walls and drink lava and bleach in a cocktail glass.
What they'll probably do is they'll go into a warehouse, they'll all connect light bulbs, and they'll all have to grab the light bulb, and then he'll put electrical fucking thing through it and just electrocute them all.
I think Anthony's touched the light bulb and it's exploded.
I don't know if Anthony knows what he's doing. He's been wanking his camera off for the last fucking half an hour.
Oh, he's managed to put the light bulb back in. But yeah, man.
He's madness. I mean, who the fuck is this guy that you're on about? Mayoral.
Oh, do you know what? I seen videos of him, but his trouble is that you got not really no. But his stats, if you look at his if you look at his stats is roughly the same as Jesus.
What is it on the bar chart?
I don't know. I think he's got like 12 goals in 20 in 30 games in total or something like that.
What's his expectancy touches, expectancy goals?
I don't know. I think he's going in for a striker. The trouble is, though, we ain't got a lot of money to spend in January, so he's going in for the cheaper option. Like I've been saying all on the streams, and all these Arsenal fans, right, are saying, "Oh, I've Anthony this, I've Anthony that." Listen, we ain't getting I've Anthony. He'd be a Brentford player till the end of this season because, if anything, since he got done for that and he got banned, right, with that betting scandal, Brentford is stuck by him. If he fucks off and left Brentford,
a player.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, if he left Brentford, if he walked out and left and went to another team, I think that'd be a bit spiteful on Brentford because they've actually looked after him all through this.
I agree with what you're saying, but I've seen it so many times. I've seen a player that gets injured for God knows how long and gets paid by a team, and then all of a sudden leaves when they're back fit. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
If he gets offered the right kind of money, he'll be gone. The footballers, the mercenaries.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I see where you're coming from, but I think personally he'll play a few games for Brentford in January. He'll probably fucking hit an hat-trick against us because we've got our first game back with him, and then he will do it for a move. He's already said earlier on that he's bigger than Brentford and he deserves to be in a bigger team. So why would he give them respect? Players don't do that anymore.
No.
Yeti, so you might want to check your DMs. So just see on Instagram.
I probably don't want to be fair.
I'm not on my Instagram feed, but my Twitter feed. So just posting a picture, Jeremy Doku after the game.
What? Would you like to have sex with me? No, Opforce. Sorry, mate. You're not my type.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So Blake's just pasted the picture of I don't know if you know who Beetlejuice is, the strange looking
that's fucking mental, mate. Anyway, we're going to cut it short. Well, we're not going to cut it short because it's in like an hour and 40 minutes. But anyway, we're going to cut it down there. So big up your channel, Opfuzz.
Yeah, Opfuzz44. Big ups to my channel. All that good stuff. Come subscribe to me. I'm 149 subs right now on the brink of 150. So if we can hit that, I'll be peng. I'll be painting. But yeah, big ups to Yeti as well. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel as well. Get Yeti up to 150 so he gets to move his goalpost for 2024 non-stop again. But and
I
also
know
big
where
ups
my
to
goalpost is, to be fair.
And also big ups to Anthony as well. Always a pleasure to be on screen with him.
Massive. 100%. Make sure you subscribe to Opfuzz. Absolute quality. Always cuts it down. Always fucking brings it big star with the games and stuff like that and what's happening and that. And always talks absolute facts as well. He's a fucking good laugh as well. He's a fucking good guy. And then got Anthony, who's a prick. But, big up to Anthony as well. Absolute fucking awesome guy. Has a bit of fun, takes it on the fucking hip when anybody has a go at him and stuff like that, which I always respect. So big up your channel, Anthony.
Yeah, Gunners for More Corners is a show that I'm on. Well, it's on Football United TV, but I use a show on there called Gunners for More Corners, which is on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. We'll be doing a show next Thursday. And also I do a Sunday show, which airs around about 7:30, which is called the Premier League Weekend Show. With Yeti's mate on there, Billy, if he comes back. I just want to say big up to... I just want to say big up to... I just want to say big up to Hot Fuzz. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel because he does good content. And also, big up to Yeti. He was a fucking pervert. Big up to him. Like and subscribe to his channel. And if you like his content and you want him to talk dirty to you, then obviously come on the show and subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And you know what? Like I say, Hot Fuzz always been awesome. Anthony always been a prick. But you know, if you like somebody, you like somebody, and that's it. You know, if you like them, ride a boat with them or whatever, wherever that's going. I have no idea. But yeah. So big up to everybody who's been in the chat as well. Absolute respect to everybody. Always love the people that come into this chat and spend time with us when we do these streams. It's always fucking massive. So yeah, big up to everybody. And just Anthony, you got anything else to say? It doesn't matter what you've got to say.
Nah, just everybody enjoy your weekend. Have a big one, and hope your teams do really well.
Doesn't really mean that.
Absolutely. And Anthony is one of those kind of Arsenal fans that when Arsenal don't start doing too well, he stops doing his shows and then becomes a Bristol City fan. But I mean, we don't really talk about that. But also, Hot Fuzz, who's absolutely quality. Have you got anything else to say, Hot Fuzz?
No.
I've got a question. Hot Fuzz, what made you pick the name Hot Fuzz?
I think it was to do with the show, wasn't it?
Was it to do with the film?
Yeah.
It's because he's not very creative and he don't have much of a brain, so he just picked a film instead.
Yeah. The greater good.
Can you hear that? It's a little bit hollow in there. That's what I just need to do every time, just for the greater good. The greater good. Just at the end of every the greater good. It's literally anybody that just says that. All of us just got the greater good.
This is gonna scream. This is trending. This is trending.
It's completely out of context. Just random points at random shows. Just make it our own little thing. That if anybody ever wants context for it, they have to try and find this show just to get the answers as to why we do it.
Actually, if Man United beats Tottenham, you can actually do a stream and call it do the thumbnail. The greater good.
Yeah.
The greater good.
Oh my days. Right, big up to all you guys on the panel. Big up to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hit the sub, otherwise I know where you live and I will take out you and your bloodline. So yeah, take care everybody and I'll see you all later. Big up.
One more thing.
One more
thing.
Bye.
See you all later. Bye.
Bye.